If you are a first or second year student looking to learn a few technologies to land an internship, you should be looking at web dev and simple backends. Cheers. Cheers, it's been a long day. I'm recording this video because I wanted to share an anecdote with you guys. So, today I was having a conversation with a young colleague, and this colleague was trying to recruit me to become a webmaster at a different school organization. And I eventually said yes, because that kind of thing is fun, and webmaster is basically just a fancy word for let's go build a website. But our conversation eventually pivoted to internships, how to get them, what's in demand right now, and how I got mine and what I've done. And we start talking, and I'm talking about a bit of my experience, and he says, yeah, I am currently trying to learn Java, and hopefully if I learn Java, I'll be able to get some good internships. And I said, no, probably not. And this is why. Companies that are looking for Java developers are probably looking for experienced Java developers. All of the Java development positions and internships that I have seen or been involved in have required those people to have like an internship or two under their belt first, and to have a very good understanding of object-oriented programming. If you are just getting into your first internship, Java may not be the best choice for you to learn to try to get an internship, simply because a lot of the jobs that require Java will also require you to know a lot about databases, or, Java EE and all the weirdness and nuances of that, and about enterprise programming in general. And that's just not something that most students have the time or wherewithal to go about researching or learning on their own. And so to this colleague, I said, you should learn JavaScript. A quick side note, my current internship with Wise Assistant that has turned into a part-time job while I've been taking school this semester, I got that position on a site called AngelList. And AngelList is a site focused exclusively on connecting startups with young professionals. And if you take a scroll through AngelList, you're not going to see a ton of Java. You will primarily be seeing React developers wanted and Python developers wanted. And that's because if you are not a huge or even medium-sized enterprise, you are probably going to be building your applications, or if you're a startup, you will definitely be building your new applications with a front end of React.js and a back end of either Django, which is a Python framework, or Node.js and a bunch of microservices if the requirements for the back end are a little lighter. And knowing this, I told him, you probably should not focus on Java for the first little while that you're learning, with the goal of trying to get an internship. Knowing that you need a little more experience with Java to actually land something, and knowing that you need a lot less experience with with Django and Flask and React and Python, JavaScript and React on the front end, Flask and Django, which are both Python libraries, on the back end. With that combination of technologies, you can build a lot of really robust little apps, and it's scalable. The startup I work at, which is Wise Assistant, currently uses Django on the back end and React on the front end. And apart from real-time things, Django is the number one choice for startups, primarily because it's so easy to work with. With Django, you can essentially use, well, even starting from scratch, it's easy, but there's this thing called cookie cutter Django. And with that, you have bundled users, authentication, a simple front end that's already ready to go, and a Docker container that'll allow you to spin up a local development environment and really easily deploy to somewhere like Heroku or any cloud provider. So all of that being said, and I know that was a whole lot of gibberish, and so I'm sorry if you didn't understand a lot of those words. You do have the Google machine. I told this kid, you should go and learn Python and React, because with those two things, you can very quickly write basically an end-to-end enterprise application that, if you can prove that you know how that little application works, you will impress the companies that are trying to hire you, and you will be hired. In fact, that's exactly how I got hired at Wise Assistant. I basically replicated their tech stack. I put together a Django app, connected to a React app, and they said, all right, good job, kid. Clearly you can use all the stuff that we're using. Clearly you have the initiative to go ahead and do a lot of work to try and impress us to get on the team. You're hired. So option A, obviously, from that story is be able to replicate the company's tech stack. That's obviously not always possible. But takeaway B should be, it's really easy to quickly build an impressive React plus Django app in a very short amount of time. And this is why startups use the technology. It's easy to get up and running. Once scale becomes a real concern, companies, as far as I have seen, will often switch to Java, funnily enough, but only once they've grown. I think I've said all that I want to say. So really, to sum up, if you are a first or second year student looking to learn a few technologies to land an internship, you should be looking at web dev and simple backends. And currently the best technologies for web dev and simple backends are Django and React. That's all for tonight. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Wow, I'm a real YouTuber. And have a nice evening. Bye.